Let's go back in time in the year of 1649 in England. Instead of being an absolute monarchy, England was now a republic after the English Civil War.
What was left of the Parliament was called the Rump Parliament. The Rump Parliament abolished monarchy, declared England a commonwealth or a republic. A republic is a country that is governed by elected representatives and by an elected leader rather than by a king or queen.
So if that's the definition of a republic, wouldn't England be a democracy?
Correct! The Rump Parliament also convicted Charles I of treason and beheaded him in the front of his own palace.
Since Cromwell was the leader of the Roundheads, the rebel group who won the English Civil War, he became the primary leader of England as a republic. If it wasn't for Cromwell, England would have been ruled by Charles I and Parliament would have been destroyed. Cromwell helped prevent the future of absolute monarchy.
So what is so ironic about Oliver Cromwell when he dismissed Parliament after his disagreements with them?
Cromwell was a part of Parliament and became the leader of the Roundheads, so that Parliament would have an active role with the king. Through this act, we can tell that he thought Parliament was necessary for England, which makes it ironic that he dismissed Parliament after he had disagreements with them, similar to King Charles I. So far, what Cromwell has done makes him seem like a great leader. What did he do that made people call him a dictator or a tyrant?
One of the reasons could be when he closed down many forms of popular entertainment like theater. Why, you ask? A part of Puritanism is the idea of a religious life. The entertainment and the amusements were thought to be evil.
Isn't Cromwell kind of like the Grinch? He stole Christmas, literally. After the king's execution, Cromwell faced some resistance from Ireland and Scotland. He had a harder time dealing with the Irish. Apparently, he killed hundreds of them and destroyed their supplies and farms, and even their food. He believed God wanted him to do that. Now I know why Cromwell has such a bad reputation.
Yeah, many people were not happy with Cromwell, especially Hobbes. No, not Hobbes from Calvin and Hobbes. We're talking about Thomas Hobbes, the man who lived in fear most of his life. The day Hobbes was born in 1588, the Spanish Armada had set sail to attack England, which completely terrified his mother.
That's the reason why Hobbes said, "Fear and I were born twins together." During the English Civil War, it was clear that Parliament was going to turn against King Charles I, so Thomas Hobbes fled to France in exile for 11 years. During those 11 years, he was terrified that he would be persecuted because he was a royalist and supported the king. In France, Thomas Hobbes wrote his famous philosophical and political work called The Leviathan.
Thomas Hobbes believed in the soul or in the mind as separate from the body. Instead, he saw human beings as machines and their thoughts and emotions that operate according to physical laws in chains of cause and effect and reaction. Human beings pursue their own self-interest, mechanically in order to pursue their pleasure and relieve their discomfort.
So why did Hobbes think that absolute monarchy was the only type of government that could work?
Hobbes believed people were selfish creatures who act mostly on evil impulses. Because of this, people should not be trusted to make their own decisions, and a democracy would never work for people. Also, governments were formed to protect people from selfishness and evil, so the best government is the one with the power of a Leviathan, also known as sea monster. So a king with all the power would be able to provide the best authority in order to prevent chaos and maintain social order.
That's some pretty crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure Hobbes got the idea because of all the tyranny and fear he has experienced during his life.